Sure.
Okay, so we're here live at Citrix Synergy, and we're here with Scott. Scott, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself?
All right, my name is Scott Blaisdell. I'm a Senior Product Manager on Workflow Studio. And why don't we just skip all the introductions and dive right on here to Workflow Studio.
All right, so Scott, just tell us real quickly, you know, what's important to the customers about why should they care about Workflow Studio?
If you have ever written a script or thought about writing a script in your entire life, you care very much about Workflow Studio.
So
if you're an IT guy, IT generalist or an IT manager, very much care.
So if you've ever felt the need, even if you don't know how to script, if you need to automate something, you don't know how to do it, this is the product for you.
This is it.
Okay, so let's dive right in.
All right. So what we have here is, what you're seeing is a workflow that's actually currently running. And what it's doing is it's constantly going in a little loop, and it's checking the status of virtual machines on a Zen server, and it's checking the status of my Spooler service on my local machine. This is a stupid little demo, but it drives home the point that a workflow can automate a task. So let's say I'm using the status of my Spooler service to dictate whether virtual machines are up and running or not, whether I want them up and running or not. So right now, if I do a PowerShell commandlet, get service, Spooler, I'm going to see that my Spooler service is currently running. You can see up here in Zen Center, I've got 2 virtual machines, and they're currently running. If I stop my Spooler service by running stop service, Spooler, and if I run that get command again, you'll see that it's stopped. Now jump up here, and you'll notice that my virtual machines are now stopping. This behavior is because of this workflow that is currently running.
So it automatically restarts the VMs as the Spooler service hangs.
Actually, this simple demo is just to show that how easy it is to create a workflow that automates a specific task. So
Right.
I could write a script that says, look at the Spooler services. If the Spooler service is stopped, stop these virtual machines.
So I didn't tell you I'm going to do this, but let's dive in, because this is an interesting topic, and I think a question that a lot of people like to ask.
Okay.
So this uses PowerShell on the back end. What doesn't PowerShell work with? You know, what are the exceptions? Just so that people can understand,
Sure.
all right, where it fits.
Sure. There are lots of applications that have been instrumented via PowerShell. There are a lot of applications that have not. An example of one that has is Microsoft Exchange Server. Another one is Virtual Machine Manager. Several that have not, for example, SQL Server, Oracle, SAP, Siebel, several others. The list goes on.
So, are they working on that?
Those various vendors, we're trying to work with them to get them to build PowerShell for their applications. Citrix has several applications, as you know. Those
Absolutely.
have not been PowerShell enabled. Citrix is PowerShell enabling their applications for multiple reasons. The primary reason is for integration with Workflow Studio. So while this is kind of a simple example and kind of a fictitious example, to be quite honest, you'll see that there's a ton of stuff I can do around NetScaler. I can go and query its configuration. I can even enable and disable NetScaler services, servers or services. There's a bunch of Zen app stuff I can do. I can publish applications in Zen app, all within the context of a workflow.
So PowerShell is really hot, right?
Absolutely, PowerShell is hot.
So it's reasonable to expect a lot of these vendors, even if they don't necessarily want to, they're going to have to look at building, because I know VMware now has a PowerShell interface.
That's right.
So it's reasonable to expect in the future a lot of these back-end app servers are going to have PowerShell interfaces, which expands where you can use it.
We very much hope that they will, because if you have a PowerShell snap-in, you can integrate with Workflow Studio very, very easily. We're talking about a day or 2 of one developer's time to do the integration and do the testing.
Excellent.
You can
Thank
still
you.
integrate, even if you don't have PowerShell snap-in for your app, you can still integrate into this product.
So tell us
Just not
how.
quite as fast.
So tell us how.
Well, like we have Active Directory tasks on here. Those go against the .NET objects, the .NET classes put out by Microsoft. You have to have a developer that writes libraries to do that. Where we have a more automated tool that will take a PowerShell snap-in and create a task for you, we don't have that luxury with the non-PowerShell things.
Right, so there's a market, and we can expect, if this is popular, since PowerShell is really hot, if people are going to fill that gap. There's a gap there, and even if the vendors don't fill it, it's going to be filled. It's reasonable to expect, is all I'm saying. Right.
Microsoft will fill it, Citrix will fill it, or some third party will fill it.
All right, excellent. Thank you so much, Scott.
You bet.